From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
Plenty of police action in Greater Hazleton. A chase today, violence over the weekend, but help is on the way. Fighting crime in Hazleton, our top story on News 13 for this Monday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us live at 5. I'm Kathy Basinski. Let's start with the latest. A man was taken into custody this afternoon after he led police on a car chase through part of Hazleton. Investigators aren't saying much right now, but here's what we do know. Between 1 and 1:30 this afternoon, police were involved in a short chase that ended on Cleveland Court just off Diamond Avenue. When News 13 arrived, police were searching a wooded area behind where that chase ended. Dogs from the Luzerne County Sheriff's Department were called to assist with the search on the scene. It's unknown at this time what the police search is about, but sources do tell us they may have been drug-related. Multiple units were on the scene, and the driver of the vehicle was apprehended and taken into custody. From today's chase to several incidents which happened in the last 48 hours, Christina Papa was with police at one crime scene and got info on another in downtown Hazleton.
It's one crime scene after another for Police Chief Frank D'Andrea. Today, News 13 rode along with him as he headed to Alter Street for a case of stolen possessions.
Victim expressed that the precious metals, the jewelry that was stolen, she believed was stolen by an individual that she knows.
The jewelry was in fact stolen by her own son and pawned off here at John's Buy and Sell on Alter Street. Without the precious metals ordinance, thefts could go under rug swept. But folks say this thief isn't the only crook on the block.
This guy, he has people in and out of that store. He's selling things, people are buying things, and he knows they're stolen. If you know they're stolen and people are going to give you in trouble, why do it? For $20? Get a job like a normal person. Get a job like me. I'm a nurse.
For Chief Frank D'Andrea, today's trip proves that Hazleton is keeping its head above water. But for folks on Alter Street, drugs and gangs are becoming a normal thing.
It's gotten really bad between Diamond to 6th Street. There's nothing but dope heads on here that hang out here.
It's getting crazy out here.
This past Friday, Michael Cortez and his friends were driving down 8th in Wyoming when they saw two teens getting beaten up.
I seen all the commotion. I seen all of them. They was jumping the little two kids. So I jumped out the car to try to help the kids and everything. And when I jumped out the car, all the other kids started running.
Crime is scattered all across downtown Hazleton, and it's proven right here where police were called this weekend to Clinton Court where they found bloodstains on the ground. It led them to the house right behind me, 693, 695 Grant Street, where a man was found brutally beaten in his home. Police believe that man was involved in a fight earlier that day at Shakers on Broad and Lincoln. Chief Frank D'Andrea says ordinances can only do so much to protect the city. Community members are ready to see the crime out of Hazleton, and new ideas from Harrisburg may be exactly what Hazleton needs.
So if that task could clean up these damn streets, God bless them all. God bless them.
Christina Papa, News 13, Greater Hazleton.
And people all across Greater Hazleton are more hopeful about the fight against crime now that the PA Attorney General has received $2.5 million in state funding to help combat crime starting in Hazleton. Governor Corbett's newly passed $28 billion state budget will help put in place a mobile street crime unit to combat gangs and violence around the area. Attorney General Kathleen Kane says the first job of the unit will be to address crime in Hazleton. The idea has had plenty of support from local government officials who are ready to see the streets rid of crime and violence.
Those that want to pollute our schools and our communities, this gives the tools to law enforcement and to the Attorney General's office to work with local police departments like the city of Hazleton and Chief D'Andrea to go after the drug dealers, to go after the gangs, drive them out of our schools and out of our neighborhoods.
The gangs have been such a big issue, crime, the fact that our municipalities are distressed. We have half the police force we're supposed to have, but we really need the boots on the ground, and we need them in Hazleton.
And that mobile crime unit will have the ability to come back to Hazleton if crime spikes once again and leaves the area. Judge Coriel Stevens will sit on the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. The Senate voted unanimously Sunday to confirm Judge Coriel Stevens to fill a pivotal vacancy on the state Supreme Court. Judge Stevens is currently the president judge of the state Superior Court. He will serve a 2.5-year term on the Supreme Court. The seat was vacated by former Judge Joan Ori Melvin, who resigned after being convicted on corruption charges. Stevens has served as Luzerne County District Attorney, a county judge, and state representative. He was elected to state Superior Court in 1997. He will head to the Supreme Court just as it's facing a decision on a major case involving local zoning control over gas drilling. Well, folks in Arizona are grieving. Firefighters all across the country showing sympathy and support after a tragedy while fighting a wildfire. 19 members of a firefighting team known for its extensive training were killed by a wildfire about 85 miles northwest of Phoenix, Arizona. Those members of the Granite Mountain Hotshots were killed in what's being called the perfect storm of wildfire conditions. Authorities are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. A spokesperson says it appears the firefighters were in direct attack with the fire. We're trying to create a fire break to keep 5-foot-high flames from spreading. The gusty wind apparently helped the flames surround and trap the victims. It was the biggest loss of firefighter life since 340 died on 9/11. Well, one local community is still grieving the death of a little girl who died as the result of a fire in her home just over a week ago. Stephanie Gorney attended the heart-wrenching vigil held for the child in McAdoo.
Madison was a good friend of mine, and I missed. And when I heard about the fire, I was so sad.
It broke my heart when this happened. And I just moved here a month ago. And I just want to say this community is pulled together, and I just think it's beautiful.
People young and old took their turn taking the microphone to talk about their fondest memories of Maddie and how much she is going to be missed. Dozens of people came out Friday evening for a vigil to mourn 6-year-old Madison Arner. The little girl tragically passed away just 1 week ago today from complications of smoke inhalation after her home went up in flames last Saturday.
Honestly, Saturday night, we lost everything in 20 minutes. We lost our house, we lost our baby girl, we lost it all.
This tragic loss affected the whole community, and people who did not even know the family came out to share their condolences. Although the weather was rainy and gloomy, as Chastity read a poem for her little sister, the rain seemed to go away and a rainbow came out.
A million times we've needed you, a million times we've cried. If love alone could have saved you, you would have never died. In life we loved you dearly, in death we love you still. In our hearts you hold a place no one can fill. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone. A part of us went with you the day God took you home.
Community members decided to organize this vigil for all of Maddie's classmates to give them the opportunity to grieve the loss of their friend.
The kids might not go to the viewing, and there's no school left, so they need to mourn, they need to grieve, because come next year when they go back to school, Maddie's not going to be there, and if they don't have this closure, it's really going to be a lot harder.
The family of Maddie appreciates how much support the community has been giving them and know that the little girl is not going to be forgotten because she is providing the gift of life for others.
My sister did donate to the gift of life. She will save other lives, and it's a very beautiful thing, and that's what I feel in my heart Madison would have wanted. Loving other people, she would have wanted to know she's helping save lives.
Stephanie Gorney, News 13, McAdoo.
And still ahead on News 13, will the storms wash out our 4th of July fireworks? It'll be touch and go. We'll have the forecast and News 13 weather. But first, we're already talking back to school and a special drive to equip kids in need coming up on News 13. Well, we are at the height of summer, and kids' minds certainly aren't on schoolwork. But Schuylkill United Way is working hard, trying to rally everybody about the importance of education, especially for children who are in need. As Matthew Petrillo tells us, today kicks off its annual Stuff the Bus campaign.
The Schuylkill Mall does not have any blackboards or teachers or even classrooms. There is not much learning to be had here. But still, Schuylkill United Way is hoping to bridge the gap between the teen hotspot and school from its Stuff the Bus campaign, or in this case, Stuff the Van.
The vans are placed here this morning, July 1st, and goes till July 29th. And we do it for 15 agencies, distribute the backpacks to underprivileged kids. Last year we did over 1,400 backpacks.
But to fill the backpacks, they're gonna need a lot of stuff, like pens, pencils, highlighters,
binders, erasers, glue, crayons, markers, and we stuff them in backpacks, and the kids get a backpack full of school supplies.
The items are donated to about a dozen agencies, who then distribute the bags to kids who need them most.
We have kids in the community that can't afford new pairs of shoes, new school supplies, and we don't want them to choose.
Now, the mall isn't the only place where these vans are parked. A whole bunch of local businesses are helping out for the calls. And if you want to get involved, all you got to do is give a call to Schuylkill United Way. Their contact information is at our website, ssptv.com. Newhurst Incorporated donated the vans, which they placed inside the Schuylkill Mall, as well as the Cressona and Fairlane Village malls Monday morning.
Schuylkill County is a hardworking community and a hardworking environment, and we want to be able to help support the community and help support children that need it and get them off to a first good day of school.
They'll be there all month long, accepting donations through its windows, because school shouldn't be how cool someone's stuff is.
School's about learning and having fun and going to school and wanting to learn and wanting to be there and not worrying about whether you have the school supplies or have the school supplies that the next kid next to you has or has the shoes the next kid next to you has.
The vans will be parked until July 29th, just waiting for donations. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Brackville.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. And checking the radar, welcome back to the work week and that old familiar weather pattern. Plenty of showers, downpours, and thunderstorms on tap once again. There you see moving right through the region right now. Our creative condition is hoping for a sunny summer day eventually. It's been Eridiana Brito, a student at West Hazleton Elementary Middle School, and she and her friends are all out on the playground on a beautiful sunny day. Not so much today, though. Let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazleton for tonight. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall like the kind we're getting right now, low down to 63 degrees. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, occasional showers and possibly a thunderstorm. Some of those storms could produce heavy rain, low around 68. And for Tuesday, cloudy again, afternoon showers and thunderstorms again. A high near 77, those showers and thunderstorms likely at night with a low down to 69 degrees. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily, 824, Big 4, 7547, Quinto, 02068, and the treasure hunt, 5, 11, 12, 22, 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First announcement, the Shenandoah Community Watch Group will sponsor Labor Day Weekend Carnival August 29th through September 1st at Bicentennial Park and the Shenandoah Area Girls Softball League Field. The SCW meets at 6 p.m. the third Wednesday of the month in the Borough Hall. Anyone with questions can call 570-527-8459. Next announcement, Nespeck State Park will be holding Just for Kids Art in the Park on Sunday, July 21st. Children 3 and older are welcome to help them create a kids mural. All supplies will be provided and the program is free. Registration is required by calling 570-403-2006. And finally, St. John the Baptist Church in Nesquehoning will be holding a yard sale and flea market July 5th and 6th and 12th and 13th. Doors will be open from 8 to 2:30. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Martha M. Hunsinger, formerly of Sugarloaf. The Hoover Boyers Funeral Home in Elizabethtown handled the arrangements. Dorothy M. Yersha of McAdoo. Funeral will be held Wednesday at 10 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. And Helen M. Spieshock of Hazleton. Arrangements are pending and will be announced by the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White, White Dove Releases. Serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties, call 570-205-1597 or check them out online at dovesofwhite.net.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr. and Ron Marchetti.
Well, unless you've been on the other side of the Mississippi River, you understand that here in the greater Hazleton area and all of really the mid-Atlantic, it has been unbelievable with the rain. It's almost like Florida. We get it every single day. So that really puts a crimp on the sports scene. However, the stock cars got going and the modifieds and everybody else down at Mountain Grove Speedway this weekend. And I'll tell you what, it was a real big one down at Mountain Speedway. You take a look, watching some of the action. Well, actually, there were 5 key races there on the weekend. In the modified, Brian DeFebo ended up taking the checkered flag after the 30-lap race, and a whole host of others behind him. And the nice thing about going down Mountain Speedway, you got a lot of local names there. That's kind of neat. Now, as far as the 30-lap late model, it was Mitch Hawk first across the finish line in the street stock. Kevin Higgins. That's a 25-lap race, and Higgins takes the flag. In the street stocks, as far as the factory stocks, Paul Morgan was the 20-lap winner there. In the 4 cylinders, Scott Adams was the guy that took the checkered flag. So an interesting evening of racing, as it always is down there. Of course, that's Mountain Speedway down in St. John's, one of the little jewels of the greater Hazleton area. So pretty nice job for them down there. Now, one of the groups not so lucky with the weather was Little League Baseball. They were dancing around the raindrops. It was a nail-biter as Lansford knocked off Jim Thorpe. Meanwhile, a team that has been there quite a bit recently has been Valley West, and they knocked off Tamaqua. So it's going to be Valley West and Lansford. That game is going to be tomorrow down at Whispering Willows Park, and I have to say it, weather permitting. Now, in the 11 and 12 elimination bracket, Hazel Township is the team out. Valley East kept alive with a 7-5 win over Township. So Valley East will now play Tamaqua. Meanwhile, Talminzing advances by crushing Tri-County. It'll be Talminzing and the before-mentioned Jim Thorpe. Now, as far as the 9-10, Valley West over Valley East, and you got West Hazleton. 2 runs better than Valley East, so it's going to be Valley West and West Hazleton. As far as in the South, Jim Thorpe Blue over Tamaqua Blue, and then Tamaqua Blue beat Franklin Township, so it'll be True Blue. Jim Thorpe Blue, Tamaqua Blue slugging it out in that Southern Division of the 9 and 10-year-old tournament. Last night in minor league baseball, the Gwinnett Braves held a 3-2 lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning, and the key blow, a 3-run bases-clearing double, make that, by Russ Kanzler. Kanzler's double cleared the bases, gave the Tide the lead, and they would go on and win. So a nice game for Kanzler. He only had the 1 hit, but he made sure it counted with the 3 runs batted in. You can see over the weekend, he was a respectable 3 for 10, couple of extra base hits, runs knocked in. So Kanzler starting to find his groove once again. The Rail Riders knocked off the Paw Sox 9-6, and the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs shut out the Toledo Mud Hens 5-0. As far as today in the International League, well, there you see it. Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at this weekend's action. It's going to be busy. The pits, well, 2 o'clock going to open up, and the grandstand at 5. Practices are going to start at 4, and the racing will begin at 6. So plenty of action this Saturday, and it's well worth it. Hey, grandstand admission only $10. Kids 10 and under are free, and if you're an active military or a student, even senior discount, $2 off the price of admission. There's the website and the phone numbers. You could call them and get all the information on the excitement of racing down at Mountain Speedway.
How about those Pittsburgh Pirates, the best record in baseball? Goodbye, June. Hello, July. And welcome to the first Trivia Treats Monday of the month. Hi, everybody. On this very day, exactly 50 years ago in 1963, the Giants edged the Milwaukee Braves 1-0 in 16 innings at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It had to be one of the greatest regular season pitching duels of all time, at least in modern times. Both Warren Spahn of the Braves and Juan Marichal of the Giants pitched complete games in a remarkable matchup before Willie Mays finally ended the long night with a home run in the bottom of the 16th. Spahn was 42 years old. Naturally, back then, no pitch counts were kept, but Marichal faced 59 batters and Spahn 56. The limit for a pitcher in one game in Little League is 85. In the majors, it's 100. Well, not exactly, but usually when the pitcher throws 100 pitches, managers are ready to pull them no matter what inning. Mother of God, pitch count. I hate that word. On this day in 1950, 63 years ago, the Red Sox outslugged the Philadelphia A's 22-14 before a crowd of 2,808 at Shibe Park in Philadelphia. Now that's trivia that I could safely say not one of our viewers would recall. Double plays in baseball are very common. Triple plays are rare. But did you ever hear of a quadruple play? I don't think so. So, well, on this day, many moon ago, it did happen. Cardinals center fielder Homer Smoot, remember him? I don't think so. Anyway, it happened at the Polo Grounds in New York. This is the way it happened. Pay attention. With the bases loaded and no outs, of course, Smoot hit a short fly ball to center that was caught for out number 1. The center fielder threw home to get the runner trying to tag from third. for out number 2. The runners in first and second also advanced on the throw, but the catcher's throw to second nailed the runner tagging from first. He was delayed a little bit for out number 3. Although the inning was really over, neither team seemed to realize it. On the throw to second, the runner on third broke for home, but the second baseman threw a strike to the catcher, and that runner attempting to score was tagged out for out number 4. I did say it happened many years ago. How about 100 years ago today? Switching to boxing, 16 years ago at this time in a bizarre heavyweight fight, Mike Tyson was disqualified after twice spying the ears of Evander Holyfield during a championship match at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. With 33 seconds left in the third round, after Tyson spit out his mouthpiece, referee Mills Lane deducted Tyson 2 points and issued a warning to Tyson for biting. Just 20 seconds later, Tyson bites Holyfield again on the left ear, and the fight was stopped, and Tyson was disqualified. As a result of his actions, Tyson's boxing license was revoked by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, although 16 months later, Tyson fought again. Till Friday, stay loose. Happy July 4th, everybody.
And here's what our media partner, The Standard Speaker, is working on for Tuesday's edition. The Standard Speaker takes a closer look at the newly passed state budget and what it means for area residents. You can read all about it in the Tuesday edition of The Standard Speaker. And plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. The crime just keeps on coming. Several incidents over the weekend and a police chase and arrest today. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.